हॅलो स्टुडंट, वेलकम टू अवर चॅनल महाराष्ट्र मीडिया. मी गायत्री सदाफळ पुन्हा एकदा तुमचं स्वागत करते आपल्या महाराष्ट्र मीडिया यूट्यूब चॅनलवर. तुम्ही अजूनही आपल्या चॅनलला सबस्क्राईब केलं नसेल तर चॅनलला सबस्क्राईब करा आणि साईडला दिलेलं बेल आयकॉनला प्रेस करा. सो आज आपण स्टार्ट करणार आहोत क्लास 10चा पार्ट नंबर 2, दॅट इज चॅप्टर फर्स्ट, हेरिडिटी अँड इव्होल्यूशन, क्वेश्चन अँड आन्सर. सी द क्वेश्चन नंबर फर्स्ट. Complete the following diagram. Okay, see the answers of that diagram. Evidences of evolution are the morphological similarities in bone structure, that is anatomical, or embryological, paleontological. Okay, question number 2. Read the following statement and justify same in your own words with the help of suitable example. In that A, human evolution began approximately 7 crore years ago. Answer: approximately around 7 crore years back, the ice age began on the earth. In such a condition, dinosaurs become extinct. The evolution and diversity of mammals started during this time. Due to the change in climate, the forest cover also declined rapidly. Ancestors of a monkey-like animals were lemur-like animals which evolved during this time period. The tails of these monkey-like creatures started vanishing very gradually around 4 crore years ago. The body and the brain both increase in the volume, forming first ape-like animal. The monkey-like ancestors gave rise to evolutionary links to apes and human-like animals. Later, the human evolution took place by changes in the brain volume, the ability to talk, walk upright, excessive use of hand for manipulations. This journey of human evolution began 7 crore years ago, but the true wise and the intelligent man arose around 50 years ago. B. Geographical and the reproductive isolation of organisms gradually leads to the speciation. Answer: every species survives in the specific geographical conditions. The requirements of the food and habitat is specific for each species. Their reproductive ability and period is also different. Therefore, the individuals from the one species cannot be reproduced with the individual from other species. When they are separated by the distance or geographical barriers, they are said to be isolated geographically. When they cannot reproduce with each other, they are said to be isolated reproductively. The ancestor species of both these subspecies may be the same, but due to the isolation over a very long time duration, there is a genetic variation between the two. Therefore, the isolation leads to the speciation. C. Study of fossils is an important aspect of the study of evolution. Answer: fossils offer the paleontological evidence for the evolutionary process. Due to the natural calamities, the organism get buried during ancient times. The impressions and the remains of such organisms remain preserved underground. The hot lava also traps some organisms or their impressions. All such formations form fossils. Study of fossils helps the researcher to understand the characteristics of the organism that existed in the past. Carbon dating method also helps in the finding out an exact age of the fossils. According to the structure of the earth crust, the fossils are obtained at the specific depth. The oldest ones are obtained at the depth, while the relatively recent ones occupy the upper surface. Thus, the fossils of the invertebrates were seen in very old Paleontologic era. Later were seen fossils of Pisces, amphibia and reptilia. The Mesozoic era was dominated by the reptiles, while the Conzoic era shown presence of mammals. In this way, study of fossil unfolds the evolutionary secrets. D. There is evidence of the fatal science among the chordates. Answer: very young embryos of fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals shows quite similar structure in the early stages. As the further growth takes place, they acquire different patterns. The initial similarity between the vertebrates embryos is an evidence that during evolution there was a common ancestors for all the vertebrate classes. This is called as a embryological evidence for the vertebrate evolution. Question number 3. Complete the statement by choosing the correct option from the bracket. That is the genus, mutation, translocation, transcription, gradual development, appendix. Okay. A point: the Causality behind the sudden changes was understood due to the dash principle of Hugo de Vries. That is, answer is mutation. B point, the proof for the fact that a protein synthesis occurs to dash was given by the Gord Bedley and the Ewart Tatum. It's the genes. C, transfer of information from molecule of DNA to the mRNA called as a dash process. Answer is transcription. Evolution means dash, that is a gradual development. E, vestigial organ dash present in the human body is proof of evolution, that is appendix. Question number 4, write a short notes based upon the information known to you. First is a Lamarckism. Okay, answer, Lamarckism consists of two theories which were proposed by the Jean Baptiste Lamarck. These are as follows: use and dish of the organs. B, inheritance of the acquired characters. Second, in theory of the use of the disuse of organs, Lamarck says the characters of the organ develop because the specific activities that the organism perform. If such an organ is not used, it gets degenerated. Thus, morphological changes takes place due to the activities or inactivity of the particular organisms. Third point, to emphasize this theory, he quoted following examples. Due to constant extension of the neck to eat foliage from the top of the trees, giraffe's neck become long. Similarly, blacksmith has strong arms due to the constant work. Flightless ostrich and the emu did not fly and hence their wings become useless. Aquatic birds like a swan and duck made their feet suitable for swimming by living in water. Snake lost limbs as he tried burrowing mode. Fourth point, such acquired characters are passed from the one parental generation to the offspring. This is called the inheritance of the acquired characters. Fifth point, the theory of inheritance of acquired character is not accepted as such a transmission of the acquired character does not take place. Only genetic characters are transmitted. B, Darwin's theory of natural selection. Answer, Charles Darwin proposed the theory of a natural selection after making many observations on the different specimens. He published a concept of survival of the fittest. Darwin explains this concept as follows: all the organisms reproduce prolifically, therefore there is always a competition for the food, mate, etc. Only adaptation for the sustaining this struggle. Natural selection plays an important role by selecting only those organisms which are fit to live. Those that do not have better adaptation perish. Selected sustaining organisms then perform reproduction and form new species in very long period of time. Darwin published his views in the book of title Organism of Species. C, embryology. In that first point, embryology is the study of developing embryos. These embryos in their initial stage are very similar to each other. This similarity decreases later in the development. This similarity in initial stages indicate that these vertebrates have originated from the common ancestors. In evolutionary science, comparative study of the embryo of various vertebrates provide evidences for evolution. D, evolution. In that first point, the sequential changes in the groups of living organisms that takes place very gradually is called evolution. Evolution is described as the formation of new species due to the natural selection. The process of evolution takes place millions of years for development and the speciation of the different organisms. Changes in stars and planets in the space and the changes in biosphere occurring on the earth are all included under the study of evolution. Due to the evolution, organisms become fit, biodiversity is increased and new species are created. Different scientists have put forth the theories to explain the process of evolution. Among these, Charles Darwin theory of a natural selection and speciation is accepted worldwide. E, connecting link. Answer, some living organism possesses some character in them which are the distinctive feature of the different groups or phyla. Such individuals connect these two groups by sharing the characters of the both and hence they are known as a connective links. Example, peripatus. Peripatus is the connecting link between the Annelida and the Arthropoda. It shows the characters of both animal phyla. Like an Annelida worm, it shows the segmented body, thin cuticle and the parapodia. Like an arthropod, it shows the open circulatory system and the tracheal system for the respiration. Second point, duck-billed platypus. This is a connecting link between the reptiles and the mammals. Like a reptiles, it lays eggs, but like mammals, it has mammary glands and hairy skins. Third point, lungfish. Lungfish is a connecting link between the fishes and the amphibians. Through a fish, it shows the lungs for respiration as in amphibian animals. Fourth point, connecting link indicate the direction and the heredity of evolution. Question number 5, define the heredity, explain the mechanism of the heredity changes. Answer, heredity. Heredity is the process by which the biological characters from parental generation are transmitted to the next generation through genes. Second point, the mechanism of the heredity changes. First is mutation. Sudden change in the parental DNA can cause the mutation. This result into the changes in the heredity character. At the time of the meiosis, the crossing over takes place. This creates the new recombination of the genetic information. Therefore, the haploid gametes carry changes heredity characters. Question number 6. Define the vestigial organs. Write the names of some vestigial organs in human body and write the names of those animals in whom the same organs are functional. Answer. Vestigial organs are the degenerated or underdeveloped organs of organism which do not perform any function. According to the principle of the natural selection, such organs are on the verge of the disappearance, but it takes many millions of years for its complete vanishing. The vestigial organs in one animal may be of use, but to other kind of the animal as they still perform regular functions. Appendix is a vestigial for humans. It does not perform any function, but in ruminant animals it is concerned with a digestion. Ear muscles are vestigial for us, but in monkeys and cattle they are functional. Name of vestigial organs in human body: appendix, tailbone or the coccyx, wisdom teeth and body hair. Question number 7. Answer the following questions. In that, first, A. How are the hereditary changes responsible for the evolution? Answer. Heredity characters are the transmitted from the parental generation to the offspring. These characters are maintained through inheritance, but the genes which are beneficial for the organisms in helping them to adapt to the environment are transmitted to the next generations in a greater proportion. This happens due to natural selection. The process of evolution happens at the very slow pace. The unfavorable genes are preserved in the species as they bring about the better survival of the individual. Such an individual reproduce more efficiently and evolve. The individuals with the unfavorable genes are not selected by nature and are thus removed from the population through the natural death. The fuel for the evolution is thus truly supplied by the heredity changes. Question number B. Explain the process of formation of the complex proteins. The proteins are synthesized in the following steps, that is a transcription, translation and translocation. Protein synthesis takes place according to the sequence of the nucleotide present on the DNA molecule with the help of RNA molecule. This is known as the central dogma of protein synthesis. First point, transcription. In the process of transcription, mRNA is produced as per the nucleotide sequence on the DNA. For this, two strands DNA are separated. Only one strand participate in the formation of mRNA. The sequence of the nucleotide which is complementary to the parent on DNA is copied on mRNA. Instead of the thymine present in DNA, uracil is added to the mRNA. Transcription takes place in the nucleus of the mRNA. Loose nucleus carries the genetic code and enters the cytoplasm. This genetic code is always triplet from the array, hence known as the triplet codon. This code for each amino acid always consists of 3 nucleotides. Translation. Each mRNA may carry the thousands of the codons, but each codon is specified for only one amino acid. The tRNA molecules bring the required amino acid as per the code present on mRNA. There is an anticodon on each tRNA which is complementary to the codon on mRNA. This process is known as a translation. Third is a translocation. In translocation, the ribosome keep on moving from one end to the one end of mRNA molecule to the other end by distance of the one triplet codon while this process is taking place. RNA helps in joining the amino acids together by peptide bonds. The peptide chain later come together to form a complex protein molecule. Question number C. Explain the theory of evolution in and mention the proof supporting it. Answer. First, theory of evolution. According to the theory of evolution, first living material was in the form of protoplasm which was formed in ocean. Gradually it gave rise to unicellular organism. Changes took place in this unicellular organism which made them evolve into larger and more complex organism. All evolutionary changes were very slow and gradual, taking about the 300 crore years to happen. Different types of organisms were developed as the changes and the development that occur in living organisms were effects all around and the multidimensional. Hence, this overall process of evolution is called as organizational and the progressive. Variety of plant and animals develop from the ancestors having a different structural and functional organization during the process of evolution. Second, proof here means evidences of evolution. These evidences are as follows: morphological evidences, anatomical evidences, vestigial evidences, paleontological evidences, connecting links, embryological evidences. D. Explain with a suitable example importance of the entomological evidences in evolution. Answer. There are similarities in the structure and anatomy of different animal groups. Example: human hand, forelimb for bull, patagium of bat and the flipper of whale are similar in their internal anatomy. There is a similarity in the bones and the joints of these specimens. External morphology does not any similarity. Use of each of the organ is also different in the different animals. Structurally they may not be related. However, the similarities in the anatomy is an evidence that they may have a common ancestor. In this way, the anatomical evidences through light on the process of evolution. E. Define a fossil. Explain the importance of fossil as proof of evolution. Answer. Fossils offer paleontological evidences for the evolutionary process due to some natural calamities and the organisms get buried during the ancient times. The impressions and the remains of such organisms remain preserved underground. The hot lava also trap some organisms or their impressions, and all such formations of form fossils. Study of fossils helps the researcher to understand the characteristics of organisms that existed in the past. Carbon dating method also helps in the finding out the exact age of the fossil. According to the structure of the earth crust, the fossils are obtained at the specific depth. The oldest ones are obtained at the depth while the relatively recent ones occupy the upper surfaces. Thus, fossils of invertebrates were seen in a very old Paleontological era. Later were seen fossils of the Pisces, amphibia and reptilia. The Mesozoic era was dominated by the reptiles, while Coenozoic era showed presence of mammals. In this way, study of fossils unfold the evolutionary secret. F. Write evolutionary history of the modern man. Answer. First point, ancestors of human developed from the animals which resembles lemur-like animals. Second, around 7 crores years ago, monkey-like animals evolved from the sum of these lemur-like animals. Third point, then after about 4 crore of years ago in Africa, the tails of these monkeys-like creature very gradually disappear. Fourth point, simultaneously there was an enlargement in their body and brain volume too. The hands also improved and were provided with the opposable thumb. In this way, ape-like animals were evolved. Fifth point, these ape-like animals independently gave rise to two lines of evolution, one giving rise to apes like a gibbon and the orangutan in the South and Northeast Asia, and the gorilla and chimpanzees which stayed in Africa around 2.5 crores of the years ago. The other line of the evolution gave rise to human-like animals around 2 crore years ago. 7. The climate became dry and this resulted into the reduction of the forest cover. This made the arboreal apes to descend on the land and start terrestrial mode. 8 point, due to this there were changes in the pelvic, here is a pelvic, not a pelvic, okay, pelvic girdle and vertebral column. The hands were also freed from the locomotion and thus they become more manipulative. Ninth, later journey of the hominoid species started from around 2 crores years ago. The first record of the human-like animal is the Ramapithecus ape from the East Africa. 10 point, Ramapithecus australopithecus, an Neanderthal man, Cro-Magnon are the important steps in human evolution. Neanderthal man was said to be the first wise man. The increasing growth of brain made man more and more intelligent and thinking animals. 12. Later, more than biological evolution, it was a cultural evolution. When man started agriculture, animal rearing, there was a development of the civilization, art, science, etc. About 200 years ago, there were industrial invention and thus man now rules the earth. Thank you students. पुन्हा भेटूया आपण आपल्या नेक्स्ट व्हिडिओमध्ये. थँक्यू फॉर वॉचिंग.